What up though, YouTube? It's Snooze You Lose back with another fire video. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe one time for the grind. In this video, I came across an article talking about the swimming committee banning transgenders from competing. Okay? And in this article, they're talking about Leah Thomas. Okay, Leah Thomas used to be a man, but transitioned into a transgender. Okay, and she had won a race, and a lot of people was mad about it a couple months ago. So we're gonna go ahead and check this article out. Leah Thomas banned as Fina votes to restrict transgender woman from competitions. Okay. World Swimming governing body has effectively banned transgender women from competing in women's events starting Monday. FINA members widely adopted a new gender inclusion policy on Sunday that only permits swimmers who transitioned before age 12 to compete in women's event. Okay, now I know Dwayne Wade's son has transitioned before the age 12. But how many people transition before the age 12? Okay? This is not saying that people are encouraged to transition by the age of 12. It's what the scientists are saying. That if you transition at the start of puberty, you have an advantage which is unfair. James Pierce, who is the spokesperson for FINA president Hussein Al-Bazam, told the Associated Press. They're not saying everyone should transition by age 11. That's ridiculous. You can't transition by that age in most countries, and hopefully you won't be encouraged to. Basically what they're saying is that it is not feasible for people who have transitioned completely without having an advantage. Pierce confirmed there are currently no transition women completing in the elite levels of swimming. However, the ruling seemingly excluded University of Pennsylvania swimmer Leah Thomas from elite competition. Okay, and this is Leah Thomas here back when she won that swimming race a few months ago. Okay, see right here. Won the NCAA Women's Championship in March. The World Professional Association for Transgender Health just lowered its recommended minimum age for starting genders transition hormone treatment to 14 and some surgeries to 15 or 17. FINA's new 24-page policy also proposed a new open competition category. The organization said it was setting up a new working group that will spend the next 6 months looking at the most effective ways to set up this new category. Pierce told the AP that the open competition would most likely mean more events, but those details still need to be worked out. No one quite knows how this is going to work, and we need to include a lot of different people, including transgender athletes, to work out how it would work, he said. So there are no details of how that would work. The open category is something that will start being discussed tomorrow. Okay, so they're trying to make a special category for trans swimmers. Okay? Which is not a bad idea. You wouldn't have people claiming an advantage over another gender if you just let the transgenders compete against each other. I think it's a great idea. The members voted 71.5 in favor at the organization Extraordinary General Congress after hearing presentations from these specialist groups, an athlete group, a science and medicine group, and a legal and human rights group that have been working together to form the policy following recommendations given by the International Olympic Committee last November. Okay, now this is Leah Thomas again posing with her trophy after winning the NCAA Women's 500-meter freestyle title on March 17th. The IOC urged shifting the focus from individual testosterone levels and calling for evidence to prove when a performance advantage exists. Fina deeply discriminatory, harmful, unscientific new policy is not in line with the IOC's framework of fairness, inclusion, and non-discrimination on the basis of gender identity and sex variations. Okay? The eligibility criteria for the woman category as it's laid out in the policy will police the bodies of all women and will not be enforceable without serious violating the privacy and human rights of any athlete looking to compete in women's category. Okay, I understand that. But at the end of the day, if they saying a transgender got an advantage if they don't transition by the age of 12, then it's cheating. Okay? So it's not right. Like this girl right here. I saw an interview where she says she's been working her whole life to win, and technically she beat every girl, okay, that transitioned by 12 years old. I'm just saying what the experts say. She beat every girl that transitioned by 12 years old. She lost to a girl that transitioned after puberty. And they saying that's a disadvantage. So Thomas said last month on the ABC Good Morning America that she was able to become an Olympic swimmer. She also disputed those who say she has an unfair biological edge that runs the integrity of women's athletes, saying trans women are not a threat to women's sports. The University of Pennsylvania did not immediately respond to a request for comment from Thomas. Other sports have also been examining their rules about transgender athletes. On Thursday, cycling governing body updated its eligibility rules for transgender athletes with stricter limits that will force riders to wait longer before they can compete. The International Cycling Union, UCI, increased the transition period on low testosterone to 2 years and lowered the maximum acceptable level of testosterone. The previous transition period was 12 months, but the UCI said recent scientific studies show that the awaited adaptation of muscle mass and muscle strength power among athletes who have been a transition from male to female takes at least 2 years. Alright, now this is the swimming article about Leah Thomas and how the swimming committee have banned transgenders. But they do plan on making a whole new division for transgenders. So you got to give them credit for that. Because they are trying to find a solution. But we're going to flip to skateboarding. Alright? Because we have transgender skateboarders out right now. Trans competitor beats 13-year-old girl in NYC women's skateboarding contest. A 29-year-old transgender woman beat a 13-year-old girl to take home the top prize in the skateboarding contest in New York City, reigniting the debate over whether new exclusivities pushes create an unfair advantage in women's sport. Reese Tress from Los Angeles, who was born a man but now identifies as a woman, won the women's division of the Board R Open Street Skateboarding Competition and a $500 prize, with the 13-year-old Shiloh from Florida coming in second place and taking the $250 prize. 4 of the 6 founders were under the age of 17, with the youngest being 10-year-old Jury, who came in 5th. At 29, Tress was the oldest contestant. Okay, I don't know how baseball go. I'm not 100% familiar with the sport rules. Okay, I know I know what skateboarding is, but I'm not 100% sure of what's the rules of skateboarding. Far as is how old can contestants be between each other. I guess an adult competing against a kid doesn't matter in skateboarding, but I'm not 100% sure. Tress attempted to participate in the Women's Street USA Skateboarding National Championships to aid in her bid to qualify for the Olympics, but was rejected because she had too much testosterone. Okay, here's the little girl that came in 2nd place. The outlet said Tress took hormones to suppress her testosterone, but still came in over the limit. Tress served 4 years in the Navy and had 3 kids with her now ex-wife before becoming a woman. So she had a whole life before becoming a woman. Was in the Navy and had children. The pair still live together in Los Angeles and co-parent their children. I am 28. I have kids. I'm married. I did my time in the military. I own a company, she said in the interview. I decided that I like being pretty and cute. Okay, you could be pretty and cute. Alright? Anybody could be a transgender. There's nothing wrong with you being yourself. The problem is, what do I'm married, I did my time in the military, I own a company. Okay, these 3 points, what does this have to do with the topic at hand of you competing against women? When you already couldn't qualify because you had too much testosterone, which means your muscle mass is still like a man in a way. I guess that's what they're trying to say. Now, the transgender athlete's victory sparked an outrage on social media among critics who blasted Boy R Open for allowing a much older competitor, assigned male at birth, to face off against biological females, many of them more than half her age. Okay, we're not going to read the whole article, but it was something about a woman going up against a transgender and losing. Okay, right here, we're going to just read this last part right here. Skateboarder Taylor Silverman led the chorus of this content, writing in the Instagram post, "Male wins woman finals and money at Boy R Open NYC presented by DC today. My story is not unique in skateboarding." Silverman, who has been skateboarding for 11 years, previously complained on social media that she had lost to transgender rivals twice, including at the Red Bull Cornerstone competition in May, when she missed out on $5,000 in prize money by coming in 2nd. "I deserve to place first, be acknowledged for my win, and get paid," she wrote. "I reached out to Red Bull and was ignored. I am sick of being bullied into silence." Silverman post from May 17th drew a mixed response, with some users fully supporting her stance while others accused her of being a sore loser. One commenter writing, "Laugh out loud, or you could just be better at skating and actually win the already fair contest." Now, this right here, whoever commented this is a troll. This is a troll comment. At the end of the day, she can be a sore loser. Okay? If she works her whole life to go up against people who have the same level of testosterone as her, then technically she feel like she won the race. Just like this little girl, just like this college athlete who lost to Leah Thomas in the swim meet. It's not about being a sore loser. It's not about the woman didn't try hard enough or she didn't train good enough. It's simply the transgenders still have testosterone, okay? And they still have male muscles. So it's not a fair competition. And that's why you will see some of them not being able to qualify for some competitions. That should tell you right there. Now, this is most definitely a story that's going to continue to go on. Now, you have the swimming committee who have banned it, but they plan on bringing some division for transgender. And I think the skating community is going to follow. And every single sporting community is going to follow before it's all said and done. Okay, so we're going to keep a close eye out on this because this is a big issue. And it's only going to continue to grow. Okay? But as I always say, I will see you guys later in the next one.